Welcome to Inside New Zion, the talk show where we explore faith, family, and community. Here are your hosts, William Jr. Miller, his wife, Kristen Miller. This is Inside New Zion.
Welcome back to Inside New Zion, the talk show, season 2. Our first guest of the day is an accounting graduate from the South Carolina State University. Go Bulldogs. And he also graduated and received his MBA with an accounting emphasis from Winthrop University. He is also the vice president at Wells Fargo, where he works as a lead risk management officer. He also received his graphic design certification from New York Institute Art and Design and jumped into entrepreneurial space by starting a graphic design company called Creative Charisma LLC, which specializes in the niches of family, health, inspiration, and people culture. Please welcome our first guest of season 2, Mr. Cedric Davis. Appreciate you for coming, sir. All right. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. All right. So, how long have you been at New Zion now?
I've been in New Zion for approximately 4 years.
Cool.
We came over from a former church called One Way Baptist,
Okay.
and became acclimated to New Zion here. And the reception has been really great. To have us over here, and it's just like two families had come together to make this one bigger family. So we appreciate the openness and the love and the welcome team and all the people that have been a part of it to bring us over here and help us feel that way.
Man, it's been awesome. It's been awesome.
So tell us a little bit about yourself and your family.
Yeah, so as you guys have heard on the intro, I'm Cedric Davis, and so I actually work as a lead risk management officer at Wells Fargo. I've been at Wells Fargo for about 19 years.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yep. And so started in April of 2004 all the way up until now in various positions. And I've always had some sort of background in accounting / finance, and it's just kind of continued along that career path. And so worked at Wells Fargo, continued to work at Wells Fargo, and been there for 19 years. And in addition to that, my family, we've been blessed because I got 2 young daughters. My wife and I, we have been married going on 14 years this year.
That's what's up.
And so we are just continuing to try to make sure that, they don't eat us out of a house and a home because they're growing.
Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. So we've had a previous guest on here who also went to South Carolina State University. So why do people put so much emphasis on the South Carolina State University?
Well, it's a certain amount of pride that comes along with South Carolina State University. And the reason I say that is not because we talk about the HBCU element, because that plays a role as well. So not only that, but just from the simple fact that South Carolina State is a leader in various affiliations. And so whether we're talking about education, whether we're talking about business, whether we're talking about engineering, South Carolina State is a leader, not just amongst HBCUs, but amongst many other institutions as well. And so when you combine all that and culminate all of that, you take some pride in what you have in your institution, and that is the South Carolina State University.
South Carolina State University. Yes.
So since you've been here at New Zion, I know one of the gifts that you contribute to New Zion is the gift of song. Is that something that you've had a passion for, or just something you do for fun?
So it is something that I have a passion for. And I will say, way before we had any type of financial degrees, way before there was, creative charisma, there was singing. I'm a church boy. I grew up in the church. Mom would have us in 2 to 3 services just about every other Sunday, and so we would, be on various choirs, various anniversaries, going to other churches and things as such. My mom was the minister of music at our church, and so just sort of grew up in that element. So you learned a lot of singing. You grew up around a lot of other people who really loved the Lord and loved Jesus Christ. And so before any of that, before any of the financial piece of it, there was the element of song. And so that's something that I really have a passion for, because you understand that music itself touches feelings that
It
words
does.
sometimes
It
can't.
does.
And so we do appreciate the fact that, when we are blessed to give that talent and share it with other people, it's something that allows them to really feel what God is doing in their lives, not only just hear it, but also experience it. And that's what song does for me, and from what I've heard others as well.
So we know your wife can sing as well.
Uh-huh.
So do y'all have any fun and have any like singing contests in the house where y'all make the kids sit down and listen to y'all sing to each other?
So yeah, I mean, it's sort of like a family cookout many times, because I mean we're oftentimes singing in the house, and my wife, she is a former minister of music herself at her
Oh.
dad's church, and so she's always correcting me in regards to what I don't sing right, whether I'm singing too high. She tries to make sure that everything that I sing is lining up with how she likes to hear it, and so we always have those friendly back and forths. But it's great. I mean, it's one of those things where I do believe that if you are someone who really likes singing, that those things tend to play themselves out not only in your song but in your everyday lives, because the words themselves become alive in your everyday living.
That's awesome. That is awesome. So tell us now about Creative Charisma and how it came to be.
Yeah, yeah. And so Creative Charisma, as you guys mentioned in the intro, is a graphic design company that specializes in the niches of family health, inspiration, and people culture. Those are four areas that I really do feel passionate about, and so I wanted to make sure that as I continue to progress with my curriculum at the New York Institute of Art and Design, that those were elements that we focused on coming out of the program. And so in regards to how it came to be, it's a thing where we had a pandemic, and my job had me at the house every day. And I was sitting at the house, and it's a thing where I felt like I could just be doing more, as opposed to just the Wells Fargo work. I felt like I was created to do more.
Right.
And so once I sat myself down and really asked myself what I was passionate about, in addition to singing, in addition to numbers, while I had the time, I really believed that I could progress with the curriculum with some sort of graphic design school. And that's what led me to the New York Institute of Art and Design to complete the curriculum, get the certification, and graduate.
All right. So we see you brought some of your products here
Sure.
today. So in general, or however you want to, please explain to us the products that you brought for us today.
Yeah, and so just as a generalization, one of the things that Creative Charisma does is Creative Charisma actually gives people options in terms of what they would want to see on various types of surfaces. And so whether we're talking about a mug, or whether we're talking about a t-shirt or a hoodie or a sweatshirt, these are just some of the things that we are responsible for making. In addition to these things, we have blankets and handbags.
Okay.
And we recently released our line of children's hoodies as well. And so it's a lot of the different types of products that we're in the mode now of continuing to make for people to go out and check out the work. And it's been a blessing, because you see somebody who really likes art, and they go out and they purchase it, and they come back and they give you feedback in regards to what they've gotten or received. And it really is an intangible feeling when they say, oh, I really like it, it really touched me, it really did something to me to know that I had a piece of art that I really like on some sort of surface. And so these are just some of the things that I've brought, but as you guys are quite aware, there are a number of other things as well that you can go out and purchase as well from the site.
Cool.
So how can someone purchase some of the items from your line?
Absolutely. And so We have a website set up at www.ccharisma.com. I'll say it again for the camera, www.ccharisma.com. And we're also on Instagram at ccharisma24, also on TikTok at ccharisma24 as well, also on Facebook at ccharisma. And so various avenues where you can go out and leverage our products, see what we're about. And if you guys see me in person, I've also delved into digital marketing where we leverage Meta, which is what this bracelet's about. It's tied to a company called Link, but Meta actually allows us to leverage digital marketing spaces that allows us to reach various types of demographics so that those people can also be made aware of the different types of items that we have so they can go out and understand what we're about as well.
All right. So, anyways, thank you, sir.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Everyone, this is our show for today. You be well.